Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are going to continue our studies. This time we're factoring trinomials, and we're going to factor where a is equal to 1. Factoring is the reverse of multiplying. So, quadratic equation is an equation in which a variable has the highest exponent of 2. There is no variable that has an exponent that's greater than 2. So the exponent has got to be 2. That's the highest value of the exponent to be a quadratic. Please note, the standard form of a quadratic equation is ax squared plus bx plus c. And that's equal to 0. How to factor a trinomial in the form of ax squared plus bx plus c equal to 0. Step 1, the product of the first term in the binomial is equal to the first term of the trinomial, a to the x squared. Step 2, the product of the last term in the binomial is equal to the last term in the trinomial, c. So, step 3, when the first term of one of the binomial is multiplied by the last term of the other binomial, the sum of these products is found when the result is equal to the middle term of the trinomial bx. And step 4, you have to check it by FOIL. That's multiplying the binomials to see if it goes back to the trinomial. So let's try to make sense out of all of that. So here we have a trinomial x squared plus 8x plus 15. We want to factor this into two binomials. So let's rewrite it. Plus 8x plus 15. So I want to factor into binomials. So the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to take one of these x's here. I'll just write that down. X here, and I'm going to put an x in each of the parentheses. So that'll be my first term, because the product of the first two terms has got to equal to x squared. Now the last term is the positive 15. So I'm going to write that over here because I have to list the products of these. 1 times 15, 3 times 5, and I can also include negative 1 times negative 15, as well as negative 3 times negative 5. So these will all give me the product of 15. But I have to take a look at these products and now see which one of them add up to positive 8. So they have to have a sum of 8. So when I take 1 plus 15, that adds up to 16. And that's positive 16. When I add up to 3 plus 5, that adds up to positive 8. Hey, that's what I'm looking for. But let me keep adding just to see what we get. Negative 1 plus negative 15, that adds up to negative 16. And negative 3 plus negative 5, that adds up to negative 8. Oh, I don't want that. I see the one that I want, and I found that a long time ago, which is this one. It adds up to positive 8, which is what I need because it has to multiply to give me positive 15. So these two numbers, the positive 3 and the positive 5, give me 15 when I multiply and 8 when I add. So I have to check this. So I'm going to check it by FOIL. And if you haven't seen my FOIL video, check it out. I'm going to multiply the first terms to see what do I have. X plus x times x, equals x squared. Then I multiply the farthest two terms, the x times the positive 5, and that'll give me positive 5x. Then my inner terms, positive 3 times x gives me positive 3x. And then my last terms, the last numbers, the constants, the positive 3 times positive 5, that'll give me positive 15. Now remember, we have our answer of our first term, x squared plus 5x plus 3x plus 15. And remember, we have to combine the inner and outer term. So 5x plus 3x, that gives us a total of 8x. So they're like terms, and we can combine those two. And we have 8x squared, our first term, plus 8x by combining the inner and outer, plus 15. And if you look, that's what we started with at the very beginning up here. So that means my answer of x plus 5 and x plus 3 are what I am looking for when I factor, because it's the reverse of multiplying. So these are the two binomials that I needed to multiply to give me x squared plus 8x plus 15. Now if you notice, I wrote the plus 3 in the second one as opposed to the first one. It doesn't make a difference as long as you have them inside the parentheses. So the order does not matter for the numbers. So you can put the 3 up front here, or the 3 in back there, so or the 5 in front or the 5 in the back. So as long as you have x plus 3 times x plus 2, x plus 5, sorry. So that was a good question. So here's one for you. See if you can factor into binomials x squared plus 7x plus 10. Give it a shot, check it by FOIL, and see if it works out. Check your understanding. If you need to watch the video again, please do, and bring in your questions if you have questions, and I'll be glad to answer them in the morning. Here's another question. Y squared minus 7y plus 6. And here's a question that came from the 9th grade Regents exam from June 2011, question number 5. What are the factors of x squared plus x minus 20? That's a good question. And I see I'm giving you a time limit to do it. So, gotta practice. So check your understanding. I hope you enjoyed the video. Here's the application. And the area is given of this rectangle to be 15 minus 8c plus c squared units. Find the sides of the rectangle. So if you remember, it's length times width. So you had to multiply two things in order to get 15 minus 8c plus c squared. So what would be the two things you would multiply to get that? So it sounds to me like you would have to do some factoring. So that's a good question. So hopefully you enjoyed the lesson, and I'll see you tomorrow in class. So this is Dr. Robinson. Bye-bye.